I saw this Vlad interview, right, that Danny Trejo did, and he was talking about how he basically saved Edward's life by talking to the second in command of the Mexican mafia.
Not true.
It's not true?
Not true. Not true. He talked
But
to
you
him.
got a relationship with Danny, right?
Yeah, it's not true. He might have said some shit, but here's the thing, and this thing here, and Danny, if you're watching this, I love you. Don't get me wrong. You claim that you're not affiliated, but what power do you have with the second head? Well, not the second head, the head, which was Joe Morgan before he died. Well, how much power do you have to talk to him, and he's going to listen to you if you're not affiliated? For one, okay. For two, I know Danny did his time. Danny's a great dude, and maybe he did say something that tried to help, that helped a little bit. But as far as saving his life, nah. Because even after that, there was a bunch of indictments that went through that. You know, when we did Selena, it was all over the news. Eddie was on the news. We were filming in San Antonio, and we had a restaurant. It was myself, Richard Coca, the kid that played Mundo, who worked with me on Selena. I was sitting in a restaurant watching the news, and all of a sudden the indictments went through where they indicted the whole, like 15 dudes of the Mexican mafia for extortion, including Joe Morgan, JD. And that made the shit even worse after American Me, you know? So we're sitting there, and the first thing they show is the scene of us three walking again to Juvenile Hall. So I was like, dude, and we're in Texas, you know, Texas got their little, you know, posse of them and Texas syndicate and shit and whatnot. So I'm like worried. We're at this restaurant, fucking everyone in the news, we're in these fucking big screens. All you see is Edward Olmos, you know, blah, 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 7 members of the Mexican mafia indicted on racketeering and fucking extortion and blah, blah, blah. So that pissed them off even more. You know, a few months later, Joe Morgan winds up dying from cancer and shit, or who knows why. But he's still whoever was in charge after that. You know, the green light was still there. You know, I don't know if he still exists to this moment, but you know, Eddie's very careful. You know, I'm good. You know, I don't go anywhere without watching where I go. You already saw what happened over there. You know, I had some good friends whose affiliations will not be mentioned, but look after me.
Right.
Without me knowing that they were there for me, I did not know that. But I got people that will say, "Yo, you going here? You got to be careful." And that's what it is. I'm not.
Okay, so Danny seems like a real stand-up guy, right? Why would
Danny's a great dude.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
yeah. And why would he say something like that? If do you think that he was just?
There was a little. But
do you think that it was a little exaggerated, or like?
To be honest, I don't know what that whole conversation was about. I saw that interview. I asked if you recall the interview, he also talked a little bit of shit about Eddie.
Right.
You know, and they're good friends. You know, I don't know if it was something. I think that was the interview he did with what's his name from Jackass, right? With whatever Steve-O.
No, he did one with Steve-O, and he did one with Vlad too, and he basically said the same thing, similar things, and
the same shit, right? I don't know, to be honest, because I wasn't there for that. From my knowledge, it didn't happen.
Gotcha.
And believe me, my knowledge is pretty well, verified in a sense, because I was there throughout a lot of the beginning process of making this movie. Now, as far as going to the prison and talking to them, no. And I'm pretty sure that Danny did have a lot to do with helping us get in there and helping Eddie. You probably put him on the map with Morgan and all that shit, which is cool. But the fact that, he saved his life, I don't know. You can't say neither here nor there.
And
I don't believe so. Because,
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't believe that's really what happened. I mean, he might, like I said, he might have put in a good word. Yes, I can't say for a fact. Because I can't tell you, Panda, and I say, yo, Panda, you said this and that. I don't know if you said it or not. I wasn't behind closed doors with you. Let's say you and Cuban talking about something that's personal. And Cuban says, oh, Panda did this, Panda said this. Or you say, yo, Cuban did an interview and did this. Cool, I get it. But I wasn't there for that. So I can't say that for sure. But my personal knowledge, as far as saving his life, nah. I think it had a lot to do with, they probably had an issue at one time together. And the anger, when people are angry, they say stupid shit.
And you're still really close with Edward today, right?
Oh yeah. I just spoke to him a couple like when we were in LA. I spoke to him when we did UrbanCon. I spoke to him real briefly.
And
I gave him a
he's
call.
never spoken to you about that, about Danny doing that or anything.
No, because I've never asked.
Gotcha.
I've never asked him. But if I was to, he'd tell me. And that's something we would talk about personal, not on the phone. You know, that's something I see him say, Dad, hey, let me tell you something, man. I get a lot of fucking not flat, but I get a lot of questions about this. You know, and I know I told him too. I said, from what I know, that didn't happen. He'll tell me, you know what, fuck it. And as soon as he looks and gives me a look with that little smile he has of it, I can tell if he's, I can tell he's gonna tell me. You already know the truth. You know.
Right.